Okay, so in this video, we're going to be working with the ranking calculation to view our data with. So we can actually rank, first place, second place, third place as far as how their values stack up against each other. And we assign a ranking number to that. It's actually a pretty interesting aspect. It's kind of an alternative to maybe sorting your data by revenue or by whatever field it is, and actually be able to look at maybe your set of customers or whatever it happens to be in alphabetic order, but then look across and say, oh, okay, so and so did ranked number 2 or ranked number 5 or 10 or whatever it happens to be. So it's just another way of looking at your data. So again, what we're going to do here is we'll go ahead and do insert. We'll do our pivot table, hit OK, and we're going to start out with we'll bring in the company. So we'll do that, and then we're gonna look at the revenue here. So we'll go and find our T sale. Bring that into the values area there. There it goes. So now, just the way it is right now, you look at each of those numbers, and obviously somebody's going to be number 1, having the biggest number, and somebody's going to be number 90, and they'd have the lowest number. Now, we want to see that ranking number next to each of these, right? So what we'll do is we'll bring the total sale in again. So now we've got a doubling there. But on this one, on this version of the T sale, we're going to make this one calculate the rank instead. So we'll double click this. We'll go over to the show values as, hit the drop down arrow, and we'll scroll down a little bit and you'll see rank largest to smallest. So largest would be number 1, second largest number 2, and so forth. If you want to do the reverse of that, where the smallest would be number 1, the second smallest would be number 2, then you do that one. But we're going to do this one here. Click that. And then the only thing you have to keep track of or make sure of is that the field that's selected here is the field that you're using here to do the ranking on. All right. It usually picks it automatically, but it's good to just confirm that, make sure that it's the right one, or you're going to get nothing like you expected. So we do that. We might even go here and I'll change this name right now. I'll just call this one rank. All right. So then we'll hit OK. And there we go. Now, if I were to go over to the values over here and just did a right click on that, went to sort, and it said largest to smallest, then you'd actually see that happen, going from the highest number to the smallest, and you can see how the numbers are proper there. Now, I'm going to go back over here, right click over here, hit sort, hit A to Z, and go back to what I had originally. Now, the other thing I'll do is I'll go over here, I'll double click this, I'll call this one revenue, for the label, and then also go to the number format, go with, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to break the mold a little bit. I'm going to go with currency this time, okay? Probably the only time I'll do it. So we'll do currency, bring this down to no decimal places, right? Hit OK. And there we go. But this is what I was talking about in the other video, I think, where I was talking about the dollar symbol. I just don't like that look. Actually, it's bugging me so much. Going back in there. Change it back to number. And we'll do the comma separator, no decimals. Hit OK. And there we go. All right. So that's great. Now, those numbers represent the 5 years of sales. Now, what we'd like to do is break this down into multiple years, 2022, 2023, and so forth, right? So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to find our order date. We're going to bring it into the columns area, put it at the top above the values there. See that values right there is actually, that comes up when you have multiple fields that you're summarizing on, right? And I think I told you in another video that if you were to pull that field off, you just to drag it off, it would pull all of these off as well. Now, of course, this kind of gave us a breakdown by year, by quarter, by month. We don't want all that. So we'll click on to any one of the time elements here. All right. Go back and analyze, go to group field, and just take off the months and the quarters and just hit OK. And there we go. We can also go as far as going over here to analyze, go to pivot table, options, all right? And in this case, it says merge and center with cells. Now it says it's already in place, all right? But it doesn't hurt to turn it off, hit OK, and then go back in there again and turn it back on again, and it will sort of refresh itself. But I think it didn't really make any difference, so we're not going to worry about it. But in any event, there it is. So we can now see that when it comes to Alfred's Futterkisk, in 2022 came in number 61, 2023 came in number 53, number 56, number 75, and so forth. So good stuff to see there. It wouldn't hurt to go in there and also go to the design, go to your styles here, maybe go with this third row here in the mediums, this one right here, and also tell it that you want to do maybe a banded rows to kind of do something like that. That looks pretty good. And while we're at it, I'm thinking of maybe adding a few filters as well, a few fields for the filters. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring in the zone, maybe bring in the country, bring in the rep. So we'll find our rep here, put that underneath the country, and then also the category. And do that. So now I got the 4 in there. And at that point, then I can go and say, well, here are all the companies. Well, if I go back to the zone, I say, okay, I just want to see the country or the companies that are in the zone of, let's say, Africa. All right, click onto that, hit OK. There they are. Those are the African companies. All right. If I hit the drop-down arrow and hit all, I'd reset that. And then I can go back maybe to the country even and just say I just want to see Argentina, hit OK, and there would be all the Argentinian companies. Not much to show as far as ranking goes, but you know, you get the idea. And I'll go back in there, hit all, hit OK, and we're back to square one. Now another field I could bring in maybe is the rep. So I'll go ahead and I'll just take the rep field from the top here. And drag that down into here. And I think I want to put that, you know, it doesn't matter. I'll just put it down here and then take the company out. And there we go. Now when I do that, you'll notice how the ranking gets messed up. Now the reason for it is that the ranking was based on the company, and now we've changed it from company to rep. So we need to fix that. Again, another little troubleshooting tool here. You would just do a double click on rank. You go over here to your show values as. It's already going to be set for ranking, but in this case, instead of it being on company, we want to go instead with the rep field. So we click on the rep, hit OK, and fixes it right up there for us. Now we'll take the rep field and we'll put that back up in the filter. And now I want to bring in, let's say, the country. So we'll go ahead and find, find country. That's part of the fields for the filter, but we'll just pull it down here. And there it goes. And again, it messes up the ranking, so we double click rank, go back to our show, and we're going to choose now country. Hit OK, fixes it right up. All right, now we'll take the country, we'll put that back up in there, and let's say we're going to go with the product now. So there's our product. Pull that in, double click it, and of course we need to change that now to product. Hit OK. There we go. And then one last one with this single level here. I'm going to pull the product off. All right, and we're going to bring in the vendor. All right, so the people that supply us with the product. So we'll take the vendor, pull that down into there, double click it, show values, and now this one's going to be the vendor. And there we go. So we can actually see how our vendors are ranking in revenue year over year. Good stuff. Now let's take a look at some of the combination fields. So I'm going to put the vendor back. Well, I'll just put up in the filters with that. So there it is on that one. Okay, now this time around we're going to bring in the category, which is part of our filters, but bring in category. And then we'll bring in the product, or full, we'll just bring in full product here. And there we go. All right, now you'll see that it's, it's grouping everything just the way we want it. We can maybe go back in here and go to the design tab, put the blank rows in, between each of the groups, so it's a little bit easier to see there, right? But the other big thing, obviously, that was jumping out at us is the NA, because now we're ranking by the by the product here, right? So we'll do a double click on rank, show values as, and then we're going to go ahead, in this case, find the product name, or full product actually is what we're using, so full product. Hit OK, and there we go. So what it does is it ranks within the group. So this is the first group, and we got a ranking for the second group, and the third group, and so forth. So that worked out pretty well. All right, so I'll take the category out. We'll put that back into filters. We'll take the full product out, and we're going to bring in two more. This will be the last one we'll do here. We'll bring in zone. So bring in zone there. We'll bring in company. And there we go. And of course, we'll have to do a double click, show values, and now because this is what? This is company, we'll go ahead here, find company, click onto that, hit OK, and there we go. So again, grouping again in there. All right, looks good. So hopefully this will kind of give you some ideas with your own data, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.